Hi everyone and happy Friday and welcome to Friday Book Club. I started Friday Book Club because I'm passionate about books and if you could see my bookcases, I have hundreds and hundreds of books which my husband goes crazy about, and I like fiction, non-fiction, different genres. But I started Friday Book Club because I just want to share my passion for my books. And so once a week, I'm going to bring you a video about what books I enjoy, what book I'm enjoying, or what book I constantly read, because I tend to be one of those people that I read a book and if I love it, I just keep reading it. And so today's book is actually something that was given to me as a gift. And it's called Zen, Z-E-N, The Art of Simple Living. And it's by a Japanese author called Shunmyo Masuno. And I do apologise for my pronunciation of that. It's probably not right, but I'm going to insert a photo of this book here so you can see the book. Now, this was given to me as a gift, and it is a lovely gift book. The reason being that the illustrations are just stunning. Now, this is not the first book I've got from this particular author. I'll probably discuss his other book that I have with you some other time. But it's such a lovely book. It's very simple to read, and it's written by Shunmyo, who is a Buddhist priest, a Zen Buddhist priest. And he's written this book to hopefully help you slow down, be more calm, find true happiness. So it is from like the Buddhist point of view, but it's actually, you don't have to be Buddhist to read it. It's very simple. I love the way he kind of brings everything into the modern world as well. It's really within reach of us to attain what he's trying to help us with. And it's just such a lovely book because it's full of these gorgeous illustrations, Japanese illustrations. And yeah, it's just very simple. Now, his philosophy behind this book is kind of based on the fact that we are living such a fast life now, and even in my lifetime. So I'm 63, and I can remember bringing my children up in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and life, the world wasn't like it is now. The world is just so angry, and it's stressful without you wanting to be stressed. We don't need to create stress in our lives. The world is just stressed. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's technology or people's expectations, but I find it very overwhelming. Would I call myself an introvert? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I love to be on my own. I love to read books on my own. I like my own space. I do like being around people. But many people, I've seen this on social media, on YouTube particularly, where people are getting so overwhelmed by the world, they're actually retreating into coming away from the rat race, or whether they're resigning from their corporate jobs, or whether they're moving house and living off grid in a forest. And I think that's because a lot of us cannot cope with the fast world. And living at such a fast pace and in such an angry world, and it can make us feel quite overwhelmed, but it can actually trigger illnesses. It can make us feel, so stressed that we actually become ill because of it. And I have found this, and we all have our own ways of coping with stress and overload. My way is to go out in the car and drive somewhere miles from anywhere, park the car and just go for a walk. I love animals, so I do love to go find sheep, and there's nothing more relaxing for me than sitting on a wall watching sheep play. Sometimes if we look at animals, we can learn a lot from them about de-stressing, and particularly sheep, because they just seem to walk around and just eat, really, and that's all they do. Maybe that's not such a bad life. So Shunmyo, the author of this book, Zen, The Art of Simple Living, there's a lot of short chapters, so they're very easy to read. Most of them are actually maybe 1-2 pages, and it's not a difficult book. It is not a book about becoming a Buddhist, but it's about the lifestyle of a Zen Buddhist. So, and I do know a couple of Buddhists. They are the most relaxed, laid-back people I know, and you don't have to become a Buddhist in order to want to achieve that kind of state of mind and state of life. So in here, he shows you how to attain this quiet Zen-like state through various things that he suggests. So, and he says here, once you adopt these habits, which I promise are simple, your worries will disappear. Once you develop this simple practice, life becomes so much more relaxed. And honestly, if all you have to do is read a book or get some advice on it and it just helps completely calm you down and changes your life, I think it's worth it. So this is one of my books that I constantly reread. And yeah, just look at some of the beautiful drawings. You can see that drawing there. There's a lot of these illustrations that are just stunning. So I'll just go through some of the ideas. Now it's actually quite a big book. He has, let me just check. There's 100 ways to actually help yourself slow down and attain happiness and relaxation. 100. So yes, they're actually quite short. But honestly, when you read them, you actually think, oh yeah, right, yeah, I can do that. It's not that you can't attain this, because you can. So the first one, number 1 actually, make time for emptiness. Now, what he's saying here is that we're so pressed for time, jobs, family, hobbies even, we just don't get enough time to do things. And what he's saying here is, if we make time for emptiness, where we're not doing anything, we're not giving anyone our attention, then you clear your mind and you become more relaxed. And he said a mere 10 minutes is all you need. So try making time for emptiness so you don't think about anything or feel stressed about anything. And he said, just 10 minutes a day. I'm sure we can all find 10 minutes a day. I know I'm at fault with looking through my mobile phone too much. If I cut down on that, I could have 10 minutes of emptiness a day. Absolutely. The next one is actually quite interesting. Now he says here, if you're saying to yourself, I'm stressed, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I can't relax, can't find any time. He says, wake up 15 minutes earlier. And what he's saying is that, okay, it's not that we're busy because there isn't enough time, because we all get the same amount of time wherever we live. What he's saying is you're not kind of sectioning off that time in order to relax and be calm. And so he's saying wake up 15 minutes earlier and use that 15 minutes to just be mindful, to just relax, just sit with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, maybe sit in the garden, watch the birds, listen to the birds, and don't do anything. If you wake up 15 minutes earlier, you've got your 15 minutes spare time. That's quite clever, really, because that's all it is. It's just 15 minutes to just wake up earlier. Set the alarm, wake up earlier. Next one, in conjunction with what I've just said, is savour the morning air. I love doing this. First thing on the morning, I get a cup of tea and I sit out in the garden. You don't need a big garden. You might just have a backyard. You might have a balcony. You don't need much space to actually do this. And so what he's saying here is that, the morning air, it may be the morning sunrise, maybe the morning light, morning is the time when you can really experience restfulness and relaxation, because it's generally quiet. It's quiet around you, but it's quiet in the world as well. You know, there's not a lot going on. Your emails aren't starting to come through. The phone's not ringing. Maybe your kids are not shouting you for breakfast. So it's a good time. Go outside and just breathe in the morning air, just for 10-15 minutes. And, you know, if you use it in conjunction with the getting up early for 15 minutes, every 15 minutes, then that's a really good thing and really easy to do. I think it's really easy to do. And what else does he say? Oh, now this is a good one. And this is one that I really have to get to grips with. Discard what you don't need. It will refresh your mind. So, you know, he's saying here, reduce your possessions. Now, Buddhist monks live very frugally. They don't have a lot of possessions, a lot of stuff. And what he's saying is, if you want to live simply, let go of some of your stuff. Now, I'm not saying get rid of everything, because I couldn't get rid of everything. You know, I'm very sentimental. I like photos of family and old photos and books. I love my books. So it's not getting rid of everything, but discard what you don't need, you know, declutter. And he says here that actually the art of discarding, of detaching from mental and physical burdens, from the baggage that weighs us down, it can be difficult. But if you want to improve the way things are, if you want to live with a lighter heart, you must start by discarding. The moment you detach, a new abundance will flow into your life. And I really agree with that, because if I have a clear out, okay, say I have a clear out of my wardrobe, I always feel better when I've done it. So there is something in that you are clearing out, but it also clears your mind too. And I think that is something I need to get to grips with more, having a good clear out, getting rid of clutter, because I know how good it makes me feel. So why wouldn't I do it? What else does he say? He says here, make a delicious cup of coffee and savour it. You know, it's little pleasures, those little moments of joy that make us feel good. So buy yourself a really nice bar of chocolate, have it with a cup of tea, sit in the garden after you've got up 15 minutes earlier. All these little things bring us great joy, and it doesn't take much effort, it doesn't cost much money, but do something that brings you joy. And so he's talking about a cup of coffee here, but it could be anything. It could be hot chocolate. Just sit and relax and just take time out of the busy world. And that, again, that's something that can be done very easily. You don't have to think about it. And it's just, when we're more mindful about what we eat and drink, we appreciate it more, but also it just brings us more joy. We're not rushing and throwing the food down and just quickly slurping our tea on a morning. Take time and enjoy it, and you will find the rest of your body and mind slow down too. Right, so he talks about eating as well. Pause after every bite when eating. Again, you know, just savour the food and be grateful for the food and be very mindful when we eat. Sometimes we eat so quickly, we don't even know what we've just eaten, and we don't appreciate the taste. If we sit down, you know, when we're not rushed, and eat and be mindful, the whole thing will become such a joyous experience. So, as I said, he also talks here, pare down your belongings, which goes back to decluttering. Do we really need everything that we have? I'm guilty of this, as anyone. Do we need 10 handbags? Would 5 suffice? Do we need that many shoes? Do we need so many toiletries and makeup? And Do we need that many cups in the cupboard? And we do tend to hang on to stuff. I think it's, I don't know, is it the modern world? Is it that we buy bigger houses and we just fill them? So we do have a lot of cupboard space in the kitchen, so we just think we should fill it. Is it that kind of mentality? And for the last one, which is probably my favourite, this has made such a difference in my life. And I think I'm going to do a video on this separate because it's absolutely amazing. And so one of his recommendations for living a simple life and being calmer is going barefoot. Try going barefoot is the title of the chapter. And I often go barefoot. I don't go barefoot when I'm going shopping in a supermarket, walking the dog, because that would look silly. I do have barefoot shoes though, which are to help you feel like you are actually walking barefoot. And the barefoot shoes I've got a copper inductor in the bottom. And what that does, that conducts the energy from the earth. Now, I may have lost some of you here, but I am a big believer in earthing or grounding, which is putting your bare feet on the ground. It could be a beach, it could be your garden, it could be just the ground, the gravel. Putting your feet on your bare feet on the ground is thought to help prevent illness and to accelerate energy in your body, because the earth is magnetic. I mean, that's a scientific fact. There is energy coming from the earth all the time. And there are a lot of tests being done and it's been proven. So I am a massive believer in this. And there is a great film it's actually called Earthing. If you get a chance to watch this film, Earthing, go watch it. But I think I'm going to do a separate video on this because it's a massive subject, quite close to my heart. And just test it. Okay, all I would say is just go test it. Take your shoes and socks off, go into the garden, put your feet on the grass. See how you feel. You will feel amazing because you are soaking up the energy, the electromagnetic energy from the earth. And that is bound to make you feel better. Now, so many research studies have been done that shows that earthing actually reduces inflammation in the body. And inflammation is a massive no-no. Most of us have it. And it's better if we don't have high inflammation rates in our body. And earthing is considered one of the ways to help us reduce inflammation because you are getting the power of the energy and electromagnetic energy from the earth. And you can't do that if you've got shoes on. So I try and earth every day. I go into the garden bare feet. Obviously watch where you put your feet. Okay, make sure there's nothing dangerous about, or dog poo is one of the worst. But you can buy special barefoot shoes which have little copper like screws in the bottom that conduct the energy. So you can go out with, I have 2 pairs of trainers and some flip-flops and some like flat ballet shoes similar with this copper thing in the bottom. And yeah, try grounding, earthing, grounding, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, getting back to this book, Zen, The Art of Simple Living. It's a great book. It's a great book as a gift because it's so pretty, because of all the illustrations, and it's just such a lovely book, a lovely little dip-in book, you know, because there's not much writing, it's not like a really in-depth medical book. It's very easy to, just dip in. And so that's my book of the week, Zen, The Art of Simple Living. So if you've got any further book recommendations, pop them below. I'm an avid reader. I'd love to read any books, and I'd love to know the people's recommendations because, I think I've read a lot of books, but thousands and millions of books out there that I've probably not read. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this Friday book club, and please call back next Friday for the next book in this series. Bye for now. Thank you.